Senkamanisken, the Kushite king of Napata, peace in the arid landscape of ancient Nubia, a region rich with gold and history. Senkamanisken reigned as a powerful Kushite king from 640 to 620 BC. His rule was marked by a blend of Nubian and Egyptian traditions, reflecting the profound influence of Egypt on the Kingdom of Kush. Senkamanisken's legacy is etched in stone and inscribed in the annals of history, showcasing his efforts to uphold and revitalize the grandeur of his predecessors. Ascension and reign. Senkamanisken ascended to the throne of Napata, the religious and cultural heart of the Kushite kingdom, during a period of both consolidation and expansion. His royal titles were directly inspired by those of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs, signifying the continuation of a tradition that underscored his divine right to rule. Titles such as Son of Ra and Beloved of Amun were not mere ornamental phrases, but proclamations of his legitimacy and divine favor. Architectural achievements. One of Senkamanisken's significant contributions to the Kushite legacy was his patronage of monumental architecture. He commissioned the construction of temples and pyramids, ensuring that the religious and cultural practices of his people were deeply rooted in both Nubian and Egyptian influences. The temples dedicated to Amun, the chief deity of the Kushite pantheon, stood as symbols of divine protection and royal authority. At the sacred site of Gabel Barkal, Senkamanisken's constructions added to the grandeur of the pre-existing temples, reaffirming the spiritual connection between the Kushite kings and their Egyptian gods. These structures, adorned with intricate carvings and hieroglyphs, depicted the king performing rituals and offering gifts to the gods, thereby reinforcing his role as the intermediary between the divine and his subjects. Military prowess and diplomacy. Senkamanisken's reign was also characterized by military prowess and strategic diplomacy. He fortified the kingdom's borders against potential invasions and established strong ties with neighboring regions. His ability to maintain stability and protect his realm was crucial in an era marked by frequent conflicts and shifting alliances. Cultural syncretism. The era of Senkamanisken was a time of cultural syncretism, where the blending of Nubian and Egyptian traditions created a unique and enduring legacy. The art, language, and religious practices of his kingdom bore the hallmarks of this fusion, reflecting a civilization that valued both its heritage and its connections to the wider world. Legacy. Senkamanisken's reign left an indelible mark on the history of the Kingdom of Kush. His efforts to preserve and enhance the cultural and religious practices of his people ensured that the legacy of the Kushite kings would endure for centuries. The monumental structures he built, the titles he adopted, and the cultural syncretism he fostered are testaments to his vision and leadership, compelling encouragement from the past. As we reflect on the achievements of Senkamanisken, we are reminded of the power of cultural heritage and the enduring impact of visionary leadership. His ability to blend the old with the new, to honor tradition while embracing innovation, serves as an inspiring example for us today. In our own lives, we can draw strength from our roots, seek wisdom in the legacy of our ancestors, and strive to create a future that honors the past while boldly forging ahead. The story of Senkamanisken encourages us to recognize the greatness within ourselves and to lead with the same dedication and foresight that defined his remarkable reign. The pharaoh's legacy enduring influence. Senkamanisken's influence extended beyond his lifetime, with his reign setting a precedent for subsequent Kushite kings. His successors continued to adopt Egyptian titles and practices, solidifying the cultural and religious ties between the two great civilizations. This blending of traditions created a unique identity for the Kingdom of Kush, one that celebrated its Nubian roots while embracing the grandeur of Egypt. Religious devotion. The king's devotion to religious practices was paramount. Senkamanisken was not only a ruler, but also a high priest of Amun, a role that underscored his divine mandate. His participation in religious ceremonies and his dedication to temple construction emphasized his commitment to the gods and his people. This deep religious fervor was a cornerstone of his reign, ensuring that the spiritual well-being of his kingdom was always a priority. Artistic flourish. Under Senkamanisken, the arts flourished. The fusion of Egyptian and Nubian styles led to a distinctive artistic expression. Statues, reliefs, and pottery from this period exhibit a remarkable blend of forms and motifs, reflecting the kingdom's rich cultural tapestry. The portrayal of the king in these artworks often depicted him with traditional Egyptian regalia, yet with distinctly Nubian features, celebrating the dual heritage of his lineage. Economic prosperity. Senkamanisken's reign also witnessed economic prosperity. The strategic location of Napata enabled it to become a hub of trade and commerce. Goods from sub-Saharan Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Near East flowed through the kingdom, enriching its coffers and allowing for further investments in infrastructure and public works. This economic strength underpinned the stability and growth of his reign, enabling his ambitious building projects and military campaigns. To protect and expand his kingdom, Senkamanisken led several military campaigns. These efforts were aimed at securing vital trade routes and defending against encroaching powers. His military acumen ensured that Kush remained a formidable force in the region, respected and sometimes feared by its neighbors. The king's strategic use of both diplomacy and warfare maintained the kingdom's sovereignty and extended its influence. Conclusion. Embracing our legacy. The story of Senkamanisken, the Kushite king of Napata, is one of cultural resilience, religious devotion, and strategic brilliance. His reign exemplifies how the past can be a source of strength and inspiration. By honoring traditions and embracing innovation, he crafted a legacy that endured long after his time. As we look to our own lives, we can draw from Senkamanisken's example. His ability to navigate the complexities of his era, to lead with vision and determination, reminds us of the potential within each of us. By understanding and valuing our heritage, we can build a future that respects the past while boldly facing new challenges. The greatness of Senkamanisken's reign is not just a historical fact. It is a timeless lesson in leadership, resilience, and the enduring power of cultural identity. The influence of Senkamanisken on successive generations. Senkamanisken's impact on the Kingdom of Kush continued to resonate through the actions of his successors. Each subsequent ruler built upon his foundations, ensuring that the blend of Nubian and Egyptian influences remained a central aspect of Kushite identity. Successors and continuity. After Senkamanisken's reign, his successors continued to emulate his policies and practices. Kings such as Anlamani and Aspelta carried forward his legacy, further entrenching the cultural and religious syncretism that defined the period. They maintained the tradition of constructing temples and pyramids, ensuring that the architectural grandeur initiated by Senkamanisken would not be forgotten. These successors also adopted Senkamanisken's titles and religious roles, preserving the divine connection that he had established. The reverence for Amun remained a cornerstone of the kingdom's spiritual life, with each king serving as both ruler and high priest, a dual role that underscored their divine mandate and earthly responsibility. Cultural Renaissance. Under Senkamanisken and his successors, the Kingdom of Kush experienced a cultural renaissance. Art, literature, and science flourished, benefiting from the cross-pollination of Nubian and Egyptian ideas. The kingdom became a beacon of cultural and intellectual achievement, attracting scholars, artists, and traders from across the ancient world. The preservation and advancement of knowledge during this period were significant. Libraries and schools were established, where the works of both Nubian and Egyptian scholars were studied and revered. This intellectual vitality contributed to the kingdom's reputation as a center of learning and culture. International relations. Senkamanisken's diplomatic strategies set a precedent for maintaining stable and beneficial relations with neighboring regions. The trade routes he secured continued to thrive, bringing wealth and resources into the kingdom. This economic stability allowed for the continuation of grand building projects and the patronage of the arts. Diplomatic marriages and alliances further strengthened Kushite influence. By forging ties with powerful neighbors, Senkamanisken and his successors ensured that Kush remained a key player in the geopolitics of the region. These alliances were not only strategic, but also fostered cultural exchange, enriching the kingdom's heritage. Reflections on greatness and legacy. The legacy of Senkamanisken is a testament to the power of visionary leadership and cultural synthesis. His reign exemplifies how blending different traditions can create a unique and enduring identity. His ability to honor the past while embracing the future ensured that the Kingdom of Kush remained a powerful and influential civilization. As we reflect on his achievements, we are reminded of the importance of understanding and valuing our heritage. Senkamanisken's story encourages us to draw strength from our roots, to seek wisdom in the legacies of those who came before us, and to build a future that respects and enhances our cultural identity. A timeless lesson. Senkamanisken's reign offers timeless lessons in leadership, resilience, and the enduring power of cultural identity. His ability to navigate the complexities of his era, to lead with vision and determination, and to create a lasting legacy serves as an inspiring example for us all. By embracing the lessons of the past, we can find the courage to face the challenges of the present and the future. Senkamanisken's story is not just a historical narrative. It is a call to recognize the greatness within ourselves, to honor our heritage, and to strive for a future that celebrates our collective identity and achievements. In doing so, we can continue to build upon the foundations laid by those who came before us, creating a legacy of our own that will endure for generations to come. ChatGPT. The enduring influence of Kushite rule. The Kushite kingdom's influence did not wane with the end of Senkamanisken's reign. His successors, inspired by his vision and achievements, continued to foster the cultural and political power of Kush. Their reigns were marked by a continuity that preserved the essence of Senkamanisken's policies and practices. Economic prosperity and trade networks. The economic prosperity initiated under Senkamanisken flourished under his successors. The strategic location of Napata along key trade routes enabled the Kushite Kingdom to maintain and expand its wealth. Gold, ivory, ebony, and exotic animals were traded with distant lands, bringing both material wealth and cultural exchange. The Kushite rulers established strong trade networks that extended to the Mediterranean and Near East, connecting their kingdom with major civilizations of the time. This exchange of goods and ideas not only enriched the kingdom, but also positioned it as a central hub in the ancient world. Kindly click like, subscribe, and share this channel